again. Welcome back to part 2 of Nostalgia Critic Tribute Month. Today I will be talking about the top 33 Nostalgia Critic F-Ups. Top 33 Nostalgia Critic F-Ups? Really? Not you again. Why not just use the actual word? Well, that's how the videos are labelled on the YouTube channel. And why 33? Doesn't he usually just do top 11 lists? There were 3 top 11 F-up videos made, and 3 times 3 is 33. Simple. Also, let's be honest, it's been more than a decade since the last F-up video was made. There's bound to be more than 11 mistakes made during that time.
Like in the Terminator 2 review, where he said that the scene with the 2 Sarah Connors was done with special effects, when it was actually Linda Hamilton's twin sister that was used for that shot. Or in the X-Men 2 review, where he said that Xavier could have lifted his jet instead of Jean having to sacrifice herself, except I'm pretty sure Xavier doesn't have telekinesis, so no, he couldn't.
Oh, and don't forget some of the spelling mistakes he's made too. In a couple of videos, he couldn't even spell his own name right. Well, he is dyslexic. What? No, he isn't. Yes, he is, look.
It's funny, I have slight dyslexia, which means I see words and sentences in the wrong place.
See? Well, dyslexia or not, there's still mistakes that have to be pointed out. Isn't that the whole point of this list? I suppose. Well, let's crack over the rest of this list, shall we?
Strange Magic is not a god-awful movie, it's just your standard bad. The plot is too complicated for any kid to follow, but not in a fun way like Midsummer Night's Dream. The jokes are pretty weak, and the animation looks like a mix of all the lesser elements from more successful animated films. With that said, it can get a giggle here and there, and there's an occasional moment of inspiration, whether it's from a charismatic couple, a decent line, or an inventive transition. But the final result is still very underwhelming, with songs that don't need to be in the movie, personalities that jump around with little to no flow, and ideas that have been done in movies like Shrek, Frozen, and even Mastermind, just not as clever or poignant.
Given the context, I'm pretty sure he meant to say Megamind, not Mastermind.
Meanwhile, 2 parents named Ben and Flo, played by Jason Ritter and Amy Yasbeck.
That's John Ritter, not Jason Ritter.
So, seeing how the first one I called We'll Be Right Back and the second one After These Messages...
Actually it was the other way around. The first one was called After These Messages, and the second one was We'll Be Right Back.
Their second in command this time is Conrad, played by Spencer Breslin.
No, Conrad was the name of the character that actor played in The Cat in the Hat. This character's name was Curtis.
Everything in this is not built up in a way that makes sense or is relatable. So when Laura says,
maybe you shouldn't have come.
Maybe I should never have come either.
how are we supposed to take that?
Also, I think he meant to say Carol, not Laura.
But it looks like his cousin named Roran is off to join the King's army.
No, he didn't leave to join the army. He left to avoid being conscripted into the army.
Battleship was released in 2012 from producer Michael Bay, riding the success of his Transformer movies, which were also based on toys from Hasbro. The funny thing is, there's tons of Hasbro properties that could easily be adapted into a cinematic story. But this was the only other one that went so it instantly caught Bay's attention. Though he didn't direct it, his dumb prints are all over it like Megan Fox's wardrobe in Ninja Turtles. There's a lot of explosions, fast editing, close-up of mechanical things that go and somehow this all racks up to an over 2-hour movie. How the fuck is that possible?
Again, no. Michael Bay did not produce Battleship. In fact, from what I understand, he had nothing to do with the movie at all.
I remember this specifically because on Doug's Facebook page he posted an apology for this mistake.
This is Bird, played by Peter Horton. Oh, Bird, I had the worst jump scare dream! Peter and Vicky show up into town. They turn Peter's vehicle into a corn on the car, but Peter arrives in time to save Vicky. Peter gives a big speech about how the demonic religion is bogus. Job saves him, but Peter is surprisingly kind of a dick about it.
Now this is an interesting mistake because he actually referred to him by the character's name at the beginning of the review. But then he suddenly switches and calls him by the actor's name, which makes no sense to me at all.
Madame Sabrina tries out a love spell on the college landscaper named Ethan, played by Hart Bachner.
Selena, not Sabrina. But since this is the only time in the video where he makes that mistake, I'm assuming that was just a slip of the tongue.
She drops by the city and discovers two scumbags played by Matt Frewer and Stacy Keach.
Also, that's not Stacy Keach.
And reveals, though, that he has Connery's son, Sawyer. Yep, his son. They borrowed from the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom book of weak-ass twist.
Okay, I'm sure the film was trying to set up a father-son relationship between these two characters, but in terms of them being biologically related, pretty sure that's wrong.
He reveals that he got involved with the mob, and when he couldn't pay them back, he handed over Carl's location because he was his accountant.
No, he didn't owe money to the mob. He needed money to fund his campaign when he was running for the office of city councilman. When his pleas for financial assistance were turned down by Carl Beaumont, he felt he had no other choice than to go to the mob for the money.
You find out who Zorro is, and you decide to use his wife. Why the fuck don't you use Zorro? I mean, he's Zorro! He's fucking Zorro! He's literally an action hero! You go for his wife? What the fuck's wrong with you?
Actually, if I remember the movie correctly, there's a line one of the agents says that they didn't want to use Zorro because they believed him to be a relic of the past. But this mistake did lead to the sketch that ends with Alfred and the Joker skipping, so I'm thankful for that at least.
It's Shenzi, played by Florence Kasumba. She's intimidating and all, but still completely pointless. They don't really do much with her except have her look at Simba's mother once, and that suddenly builds this great rivalry for them to fight at the end.
That was actually Nala fighting Shenzi at the end, though in all fairness that mistake is understandable given how the characters are made to all look the same.
Oh my god! Don't know how this is possible! Well, this is just like what happened with today's movie, Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom.
Obviously, we all knew you were making that comparison.
Jurassic World, not Park.
In the first one, she almost outruns a Jeep. In the second one, she can't catch up to a crowd of people. And this one, she can't catch up with Homer Simpson's voice actor.
That wasn't Dan Castellaneta.
He sees that the dead scientist has been working on, what else? A deadly gas.
It wasn't a deadly gas, it was a deadly virus. There's a difference.
While Matrix Reloaded had a strong opening at the box office, the audience reaction was less than thrilled. Both diehard fans and common moviegoers didn't seem too excited to see where the story was going anymore. Hence, very few people saw the final installment, and it bombed at the box office.
The movie didn't bomb, it did make a profit, but it was the lowest grossing movie of the original trilogy, so there's that.
Kunis visits a guy she thinks she can get some answers from, but how can you trust a person who can't even apply his own scar makeup convincingly?
Yeah, that's not makeup. According to that actor's IMDb page, that is an actual scar on his face.
The boss baby explains that he has to find out what this new puppy is so he can get promoted. But if not, he'll be given a formula that turns him into a normal baby, keeping him there forever.
No, the formula he drinks keeps him as he is. Taking it away is what causes him to regress and become a normal baby.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We also get a cover of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? By Billy Ray Cyrus, which isn't as good as the Green Day cover in the last one, but as long as he's not singing naked on a wrecking ball, I consider that a win.
Green Day? I'm pretty sure in his Zombie Island review he said it was someone else.
Today's soon-to-be dated musical guest is Third Eye Blind!
See? Third Eye Blind. No Green Day.
So as Davy and Jennifer drive themselves home, there actually is a nice song about how Jessica and Davy used to be young and, well, had a decent childhood.
He just randomly switches from Jennifer to Jessica in the same sentence. Jessica isn't even a character's name. What the hell?
Like most of you, I'm not listening to a thing they're saying and instead trying to figure out what episode of Simpsons that Krusty frame is from.
Oh, let me guess, you got the name of the episode wrong.
Homie the Clown. That was the Simpsons episode that had that Krusty frame. God, it's driving me nuts.
Oh, no, that's correct, actually. Oh. So what was the mistake, then? Well, he said it was an image of Krusty, but it was actually of Homer dressed as Krusty. What? It's still a mistake?
Surfer says he has to destroy worlds or else an evil entity named Galacticus will destroy his.
Okay, so if you read the YouTube comments of this particular review, 99.9% of them are, well, this.
If his name is not Galacticus, why does he keep saying Galacticus? I cringe every time he said Galacticus. Stop saying Galacticus. Galacticus.
Okay, we get it! God!
So, the mistake here is obvious. He mispronounces the villain's name. However, 0.08% of the comments were talking about how funny the review was, which it is, but 0.02% were actually trying to defend the mistake. What? They believe the mispronunciation was done deliberately because in the comics the villain looked like this, whereas in the movie it's whatever the hell that is. That's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. I agree. Really? Yeah, I do. You see, there were two reasons why this doesn't work as a joke. The first and most obvious reason is that Doug has admitted that it was a mistake, so that blows that theory out of the water. The second, least obvious but still equally important reason is that the context is all wrong. What do I mean by that? Well, remember the scene from the Black Cauldron review?
I'm Fluna Flam!
His name is...
Fluna Flam!
What?
Fluna Flam!
What?
Fluna Flam!
Pickles. I'm calling him Pickles.
Now, imagine if that scene wasn't in the review at all. Instead of laughing at the joke, all you'd be thinking about is, why does he keep calling him Pickles? That's not his name. But because that scene is there, it gives the name calling its context. There is no scene like that in the Silver Surfer review. At no point does he say, oh, I should say the villain's name wrong because he doesn't look like he does in the comics, or words to that effect. He says it as if that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced, which, as we established already, is wrong.
Also, if he was going to do a joke about saying the villain's name wrong, it wouldn't have been just a simple mispronunciation. It probably would be something like, oh no, it's Daryl. Look out for the terror that is Daryl. Oh no, Daryl's going to swallow the earth. Hey look, it appears Daryl's dead now. Yay! To be completely honest, this mistake doesn't bother me like it does a lot of other people, mainly because it was only said in the second half of the video and it is only said 4 times.
It's still 4 times, Amy!
Point taken, but there have been other mistakes made that have gotten under my skin a lot more.
How can you have LeFou and Prince Edward in the same scene and not have them kiss?
Because that actor was not Josh Gad.
I smell potential.
I smell Disney's tight grip on you.
Well, that joke doesn't work, because once again that was not Josh Gad.
Cover your ears, new teens. This PG-13 film has 2 F-bombs.
Do I have permission to touch your body? It's not sexual! Not that you're not an attractive woman.
Smith looks pretty surprised his character wasn't the one to use that in this movie.
But Will Smith was the one that dropped the first F-bomb. You literally played a clip of that earlier in the review, remember?
She should sue you!
Well, you should sue McDonald's, because they fucked you up, alright?
Scooby and Shaggy come across the pirate ghost who breathes fire.
Minor 49er is not a pirate.
They come across the Black Knight yet again, and even though Daphne defeated him before and knows exactly how to take him down, Fred decides to take him on.
Actually, it was Velma that defeated the Black Knight ghost. Yes, Daphne fought it for a while, but it was Velma who delivered the finishing blow.
Right in the round tables.
I somehow doubt that would freeze oil.
That's not oil, it's tar. That creature is literally called the Tar Monster.
How's this for a good dad? When the baby is crying at night, he's told to get up and get the bottle. And that's exactly what he does. He goes to the kitchen and helps himself to some scotch, drowning out the crying of his child so he can sleep better.
That is not scotch. Look at it! It's being poured into a martini glass for God's sakes! How blind are you?
And the next mistake on this list is... Oh, wait. Have we reached the end already?
Let's see. 29 Hancock. 30, 31, and 32 Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. 33 Goofy Editorial. Yeah, we're done. Oh, okay. So, I guess I'll see you in the next video then. Sure. Alright then. Bye. Bye.
Hey, Doug Walker here doing the charity shout out, and this is another recommendation. I think it's an appropriate one seeing how during the sponsorship I made a joke about firing a cat out of a cannon. I ask you.
Apologies, my cat is talking to me. Let me shoot him out of a cannon.
If you have a cannon, don't do that. But this one is for the Cat Protection Society. So thank you all again for the recommendations that you throw out there. And this one really sounds like a great one. Their mission is to work with the community at all levels for the mutual benefit of cats, people, and the natural environment. They do this by finding loving and responsible homes for cats in need. They also improve the quality of life for cats by educating the community about socially and environmentally responsible cat care, while also actively working with government and non-government agencies to promote and improve cat welfare. Also, their costs include professional care and advisory staff, I can talk today, sorry, veterinarian expenses, vaccines, microchips, kitty litter, and costs to promote their services and welfare work, plus building and administration costs. So, I mean, that's obviously a lot, so if you can donate, check out this site, see if that's something you want to give to. If not, spread the word, share the link. As a cat owner myself, I mean, they're such beautiful, wonderful animals, and just the more homes and the more loving homes we can get for them, the better. And this really sounds like a good place that, specializes in that kind of thing. So definitely check them out, spread the word if you can, donate if you can as well, and thank you so much, man. Take care.